Hello, Diego. It's nice to see you. You look as if you're in a very interesting room in Madrid. Can you tell me a little about it?
So today I have the immense luck to be standing in front of Las Meninas of Diego Velázquez at the Prado Museum in Madrid. This is one of the most famous and controversial artworks of all time, as it completely changes the rules of perspective.
How do you think the pandemic is changing the traditional classroom model?
Thank you very much, James. Indeed, COVID-19 has been a terrible virus that has inflicted a lot of pain in our society in general, and obviously to the education sector in particular. But it has also been an enormous source of transformation for our society. Many children and their parents, as well as many college students, have suffered the consequences of the lack of preparation of many schools or academic institutions. And the school managers and faculty have been quick and flexible enough to replicate the class in a digital mode. The problem is that replicating something from physical to online inevitably diminishes the experience. We should use technology not to substitute, but to exponentially improve the learning experience.
Some parents, including myself, are worried that children become reluctant to study if their academic experience is via a computer and via a computer screen, and not in a classroom with their friends and their teacher and their normal environment. How can technology get around this?
I think education has been a way to standardize knowledge and skills. Students have to pass common exams and learn through the same process. However, this neglects a basic fact. Humans are diverse and they learn in many different ways. This was highlighted by Howard Gardner and his theory of multiple intelligences. For example, some people have stronger emotional intelligence and thus will be better entrepreneurs and leaders. But traditional education is more difficult for them as it primes mostly analytical intelligence. The great contribution of technology applied to education is personalization, customization. Each student can maximize their potential for learning since technology may enhance their distinctive forms of intelligences and skills. At the same time, technology will also allow to better measure the impact and the results of education at an individual and societal level, thanks to learning analytics. Furthermore, as technology develops and becomes a commodity, educational platforms and apps will become cost-efficient and sustainable, which is essential for disrupting the educational traditional model.
So, how is IE University addressing these complex issues? And what's your strategy at the university regarding the disruption of education?
Well, liquid learning is a transformational and interactive educational experience that transcends single methodologies and platforms, blending together physical, digital, and natural environments, so that the experience of our students is designed to obtain a unique world-class education. This new way of understanding education is basically a new way of understanding the world we live in. Corporations are actually moving in this direction. Remote work is here to stay. Let me ask you something, James. How are you envisioning how corporations need to be addressing the disruption on education?
Well, I'd like to say that we are proponents of liquid learning too, and learning very fast in this new era. So at Headspring, we are seeing a big shift towards virtual learning, as are many others. Over the past few months, learning and development teams have had to respond to lots of business critical issues in a different way to how they were used to in the past. So lots of executives are faced with a very new situation. We're seeing a big surge in demand for development in new leadership skills. For instance, managing remote teams, more agile decision-making processes, how to serve clients through new and different channels, even how to manage employee stress and well-being. And learning some of these skills could make a big difference in a short time. The challenge for business is how to engage entire organizations, especially when they're now working remotely, and getting them to work around common goals and filling capability gaps. Learning organizations will be better at doing this than many others that aren't. Some tech companies are designing courses to prepare their students for possible future employment with them. After 6 months of this kind of studying for tech skills, students can command salaries of $80,000 in the US. With these kind of developments, what are the roles of universities going to be in the future? Will they still be so relevant for tech students?
Higher education specifically is not here only to fulfill a career path. Obviously, higher education is aimed to maximize human potential, giving us the skills, capabilities, and attitudes to access the labor market successfully. But also, higher education aims to maximize human potential by giving us an interest-free space that nurtures respect of oneself and respect of others, by understanding that people see things differently and that those differences enrich us. Universities allow us to escape from utilitarianism and give us perspective. They nurture our knowledge and attraction to our history and art, for example. In addition, education is not just an academic experience. Rather, education is mostly a social showcase. University allows us to socially interact, getting to know ourselves by meeting new friends that are different or similar to us, not just learning from each other and with each other, but also creating emotional bonds for life.
That's very reassuring to hear all the advantages and enjoyments that students can have at universities. And as you say, it's a function of society and opening up the mind, and not simply about careers. I think that's a very important point. Diego, thank you very much for speaking to me.
Thank you very much, James. See you soon.
Bye, Diego.